So guys, the crypto markets have been pumping up quite significantly in the last 48 hours. Right now, altcoin investors are going crazy based off of the price action that we're seeing in the total 2 chart and the total 3 chart, and exactly the rip up that we could be potentially seeing. There's some price action on Bitcoin that you need to be aware of just to make sure that we are still continuing this bullish trend. But today I'm going to share all of that information with you and what you need to be aware of if you have altcoins. Overall though, if you're new to my channel, check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly what you need to be aware of so that you can position yourself correctly and make those crazy gains. Right now, guys, altcoins are pumping quite significantly on the 7-day. Altcoins, a lot of altcoins, depending on the sectors that you're investing in, AI, RWA, meme coins, all of them are running very significantly right now, the strongest coins. And if you aren't allocated, you're missing out quite significantly right now. But everyone's wondering, is this bullish trend going to keep on continuing, and what you need to be aware of? I'm going to share all that with you right now and keep it quick and concise. Let's go to jump into it. So guys, like how I said, the crypto markets have been pumping up quite significantly in the last 48 hours, but in the last 10 to 15 minutes, we have been seeing some deviations. Bitcoin's currently sitting at around 93,700. Ethereum's currently sitting at around 1772. We've been seeing pretty much similar price action around Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum's kind of following right behind Bitcoin, but everyone's wondering exactly if we're pretty much testing resistance and if we're going to be breaking out. But a lot of people are, just keeping up with the day-to-day in the news, especially from Trump and other specific charts. Right now, the total 2 chart is following the price action of Ethereum. Altcoins have been ripping up on the 7-day, as I've been telling you. And as a result, guys, a lot of altcoin investors are running like crazy, calling for altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance, a great chart to show us exactly where liquidity is and how it's shifting, is starting to break down quite significantly, pointing to the fact that liquidity is pouring back out of Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, is it going to keep on continuing? Even USDT dominance has been breaking down quite significantly, but we're testing support zones, wondering exactly if we're going to break down below this specific point. Right now, guys, altcoin investors are going crazy, drawing specific charts, trend lines showing exactly where we're at and the huge breakout that could potentially be happening. And there's also great talks talking about how pretty much months of downtrends can be wiped out in a matter of weeks, which I've been telling y'all, which is why you need to keep up with the day-to-day and like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned with more information. But altcoin investors right now are calling for altcoin season like crazy, and as a result, guys, people are buying altcoins. People are doing a lot of different things, but keeping up with the price action around Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these big assets is super key, especially also the news events from Trump. Crypto Intelligence talks about the price action on Bitcoin and exactly what we need to see in order to continue this bullish continuation, and I agree with his thesis. He goes on to say, for me, the key level that Bitcoin must hold on a retracement is 85 to 84K. Flipping 89K into support again would be best for a strong bullish continuation. Be aware that failing to hold that key level on the daily time frame will increase the chances of hitting the high 60Ks. And right now, guys, Bitcoin is currently sitting at around 93,000. That zone that he was talking about is pretty much a zone that we were seeing that was acting as support. And if we start to see huge deviations down to this zone, guys, we could be even seeing more capitulation. A lot of people are wondering if this is going to be the huge rip up or if it's going to be a huge fake out. This is where you need to be aware of everything that's going on. Crypto Mitch now gives his perspective around altcoins and what he thinks is going to be happening in the markets based off of the price action and what we're seeing. It goes on to say that altcoins are signaling the start of a big reversal. Make a higher high, make a higher low. Continue the trend. That's why buying the dip from here makes sense. The bigger the breakout, the heavier the upward trend will be. And he's pretty much gauging it off of price action and what we currently have seen in the previous zones, and exactly whenever we start to see that bullish continuation. But this is where it just aligns with a lot of altcoin investors calling for altcoin season, higher lows and higher highs. ILO gives his perspective on it, and I also agree with ILO's perspective right here, being a little bit more, understanding about all the events and actually what has an effect on the market, but still being, super bullish on the state of the market. He goes on to say, feels like crypto is actually in a decent spot. If Trump does/says more stupid stuff to cause volatility, then the Fed are going to step in, and growth slowdown is inevitable from here, which leads to faster Fed easing regardless. Crypto actually feels somewhat protected due to the incoming liquidity that feels closer than it has for a long time. Dip buying on select alts alongside Bitcoin actually actually make sense to me for the first time in a while if you look slightly further ahead. So even ILO, someone that has been here for multiple cycles and has an understanding on the markets, feels more bullish as opposed to a few months ago when he didn't really feel bullish at all on the state of the markets whenever Trump was just getting started on his tariff speech and this whole trade war that was taking place. So a lot of people, guys, are feeling super bullish, not only the state of the markets, but also how news is coming out and the liquidity injections that we could be seeing. And I'm gonna keep you guys updated with all that information whenever we have FOMC meetings, talks from Powell, and a lot of that big information that has an effect not only on the US markets, but also on our crypto assets as well, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins in general. But overall, guys, looking at altcoins, my altcoins, Condux, HashAI, Destra, Just a Chill Guy, and Mr. Miggles, all of these coins, guys, are up significantly for the 7-day. And I'm sure a lot of the coins that you're invested in are also jumping up quite significantly. Right now is what ILO and, Crypto Michanel are talking about, how right now altcoins are on a huge reversal. The talks and news events that we're currently seeing are super bullish, and more than likely we're going to be seeing liquidity injections. So right now is a great time to start allocating to the correct altcoins. Notice what I said right there, the correct altcoins, not all altcoins, the correct altcoins. If your coins, guys, haven't been pumping in the last 24 hours, in the last 48 hours, you should honestly reevaluate that bag, that community, that project, and really see exactly what's going on. You need to be investing in strong projects that are actually building strong communities and actual real technology that's going to be used in the Web3 space. But swiping everything to the side, guys, right now Bitcoin dominance is starting to crash. Price action on Bitcoin and Ethereum is shooting up, which is also causing altcoins to rip up quite significantly, and everyone's anticipating what is going to be happening in the next few days. We need to be keeping up with the price action on Bitcoin and exactly how we're going to be closing out for the US markets and how Bitcoin is affected by all of the turmoil and talks about a trade war and everything else that's in effect. Right now it's looking really good for altcoins, and if you're invested in altcoins, you've been waiting for this type of video, for this information. Right now is the time to lock in, look for better positions, stay dollar cost averaging, and just wait for the price action and the news events that you need to be aware of. If you're new to my channel, check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on all the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly what you need to be aware of so that you can position yourself correctly for altcoins. Altcoin investors have been getting shreked these past few months, but right now is the time in the sun for all of us. Hopefully, knock on wood, we're going to be seeing exactly how we close out the week, price action on Ethereum, how altcoins are affected, and from there just keep on dollar cost averaging. I want to see exactly if there's more information from Trump, if he's going to start causing more stirring in the market like what ILO says, and then from there if the Fed steps in. But you need to keep up with all the day-to-day information and everything else in between, and I keep you guys updated with all that stuff. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But if you guys are new to the channel, drop me a comment. Let me know exactly where you're at on your journey. Let me know what altcoins you're buying. What sector is going to perform the best in this 2025 crypto bull run? On top of that, what altcoins do you think that aren't in my portfolio that you think I should be investing in? And then also, when do you think altcoin season is going to be happening? In a week, in a few days, in a month? Let me know in the comments. But I drop day-to-day content every day, so stay tuned, and hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.